So hello friends, welcome to the KM Mangar Summary MCQ series. This is the third video for chapter first introduction, and we will see here questions from the topic continental drift and plate tectonic theory. So if you want the PDF of these videos, you can join our Telegram channel Geologica 2020, or you can also connect me through the Instagram gupta_99. The PDF will be provided after the completion of each chapters. Okay. So let's begin with the questions from last video. So first I have asked the discontinuity between the outer core and inner core. So there is a little bit confusion. In many exams, in many books, there is written a Lehman discontinuity. But if we talk about the modern research papers, the different scientists uses this Lehman discontinuity as the part of around 200 kilometer. So this is a matter of debate. You can discuss this thing with your professors so that you will get a perfect answer. But this is a matter of debate. That's why I put this question here so that you will got this. Okay. Then you should discuss with your professor or your teacher. Okay. Then another question which I have asked is, what is the depth of D double dash layer? So this layer is around 2900 kilometer between the this is the margin of core and mantle boundary. Okay. Another which I have asked is, the root of Himalaya can be considered up to a depth of, so the correct answer is 90 kilometer. As you know, the height is 8848 meter around. So if you know the Airy's hypothesis, he said that the total length will be, if the total length is 1, then the upper part which is shown is 1/9 and the remaining part is 8/9. So if this is around 9 kilometer, then definitely this will become around 90 kilometer. Okay. So here is the next question from our topics. Pangea started breaking into smaller pieces from. So as you know, there are all continents were jointed together as a large or single continent which is known as Pangea. And this Pangea started breaking from the beginning of Mesozoic era. Okay. So here correct option will be our second answer. But if you want to know about the geological time scale, how this Paleozoic, Mesozoic, Cenozoic names are given, you can check our video. This is the geological time scale video. The link is given in the description box. Okay. Another question is, India was the part of, whether it is Gondwana land, Ankara land, Laurasia, or all of the above. Now when there is a single large continent, Pangea, something like this, okay, then as it starts breaking, so it break into the two parts. The lowermost part consists of our modern day South America, Africa, India, Australia, and the Antarctica. Okay, and this part is known as your Gondwana land. So the northern part is your Laurasia, the bottom or the southern hemisphere part is your Gondwana land. India was the part of Gondwana land. Okay, first option is our right answer. Another question is, which of the following evidences suggest the occurring of Gondwana land? Now how we come to know that there was a Gondwana land? So we have different similarities between the shape of coastlines. Like if you will see, this is the South America and Africa is something like this. So this will form a regular shape. Africa is something like this. Okay. So they will show the similarities in the coastline. So maybe in the past both of them were joined together. Another thing is similar orogenic belts. Now orogenic belts means the mountains. So mountains of similar origin are found in Africa, India, Asia, Australia. So if they are similar, maybe all of them were joined together. Another thing is Glossopteris flora. The flora means the plants. Okay, so Glossoptera is the type of plant fossil. Okay, so this is found in India, Australia. So in all of these South America, Africa, so these areas have the same Glossopteris flora. That means maybe all of them were joined together, so the similar fossil or the similar plants were present. That's why here fourth option will be our right answer. Okay, similarity in the shape of coastline, similar orogenic belts, close-up terrace flora, all of the above. Another question is, which of the following factors lead to the plate tectonic theory? So, as you know, plate tectonic theory states that there are several plates. Lithosphere is composed of several plates, and these plates continuously in moving with each other. So it is can be identified with the help of mapping of ocean floor, with the use of seismic data, and also with the magnetic anomaly pattern. So here also fourth option will be our right answer. Another question is, Himalaya is a product of either constructive plate boundary, destructive plate boundary, or the conservative plate boundary. So as you know, three type of plate boundaries are there. These three are given. So if two plates are moving towards each other, okay, then the material whatever is there, it will be destroyed. So this type of boundary is known as your destructive plate boundary. While if the two plates are moving away from each other like this, so in this case, new material will be added here. That means a type of construction, new material. So this boundary is known as your constructive plate boundary. While if the two plates are moving in parallel to each other, whether in this way or in this way, so they will neither add something nor they will destroy something. So these type are known as your conservative plate boundary. Okay, now if you can see the Himalaya is a type of fold mountains, and it is formed due to the collision when two plates come each other. It is formed due to the collision of Indian and Eurasian plate. Okay, so this is a destructive plate boundary. Second option will be here right answer. Another thing is mid-Atlantic ridges are the product of, so mid-Atlantic ridges is something like this. Here plates are moving away from each other. So the centralmost area is having several volcanoes, small scale volcanoes known as mid-Atlantic ridges. And this is formed due to the divergent plate boundary. The plates are diverging from one point. Okay. So here second option will be our right answer. Another question is, Chaman fault is the example of. Now you have seen the one example of your collision type, Himalaya. Another you have seen the diverging type, mid-Atlantic ridges. Now the Chaman fault. It is a type of conservative plate boundary. Now let's see what is this Chaman fault. Generally no one use this fault for an example, but I am taking here. Now this was the Eurasian plate, okay, and here our India is coming like this. So when the India collided, there is formation of Himalaya mountains, okay, but the surrounding parts, this is moving something like this. So it formed a type of conservative plate boundary, and these plate boundaries what you known as your Chaman fault. Another fault is known as Sangling fault. So two faults are there. One is Chaman, another is Sangling. Now you can answer in the comment box which one is Chaman and which one is Sangling fault. Okay, so these are the two faults of conservative plate boundary. Now for you have these are three questions. The first one is, what is the type of plate boundary at the Sangling fault? Okay. Another question is, Indian plate collided with the Eurasian plate in which period? Whether it is quaternary or tertiary. So if you have seen the geological time scale, you will get the answer which was the period. Another question is, what was the sea which is present just before the Himalaya? So when the Eurasian and Indian plate colliding, before the formation of Himalaya there was a sea. So what is the name of that sea? So it's all about for today. In the next video we will see some next questions. Okay, till then, thank you.